Next thing we have over here is an early 60s Seeburg AY100. This is a stereo machine, and it's probably the very last of the so-called collectible or desirable Seeburgs. It's the last machine where you can see anything at all of the mechanism moving back and forth. It's a stereo box. I believe the glass panel is available. There are not many reproduction parts available for these machines. They use an all-electronic selector, which is the Tormat, and it's a little bit of a project if you have to get in it and repair it. They go into what I call Seeburg dumb mode. You make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record. Make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record. Make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record. Could be anything. And you have to have a service manual to troubleshoot this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, DK here with Mr. V Amps, and we have hit a landmark moment. The jukebox has just picked up its third record, and everything is cool. I actually think I have finally fixed this Tormat. It was one heck of an adventure, and I figure I'll share it with you. Let me turn this dumb thing down because I'm probably going to get a copyright strike for playing a B-side at no volume. You can probably maybe even hear this thing squeaking. So let's go air cam here for a minute. This is going to be lousy visuals, I understand, and probably some low light scenario. But our mechanical stuff we had actually worked out pretty well by the previous jukebox update episode. So that was fine. Since then, again, trying to get the Tormat to work, I got the got some new OA2 tubes, and obviously there's a 12AX7 in there and a 6X4. I changed all of those. And we started with, I mean, before we even started powering this thing on and working on it, welcome to the dark. Okay, welcome to the not dark. I went through and changed capacitors, and you can see yellow ones in there. I don't know if you can see red in the light, but you can see all the blue resistors. All of those are changed from things that were out of tolerance. And everybody always talks about, you know, the pulse amplifier and the trip circuit and all of that stuff. And reality is I needed somebody to show me where that was on the jukebox, to like just point at it and go, here, it's here. Look, this is it. This is where it is. Oh, here we go. Landmark moment. It's gonna grab a fourth record. Holy crap, it did. See, it's working. See this? This is amazing stuff here. That's the fourth record. It's never made it past 2 people.
Seeburg dumb mode.
Alright, so, and that's just the fourth record on the swing. Okay, so what we have down here is we have this pulse amplifier with the 12AX7 and the RCA jack going into that. There was a 56 mega ohm resistor that had gone up in value, and it was throwing that all out of, it was throwing the bias of that tube all out of whack, and it could not work. And there was secondarily a low voltage and a winding that goes to the trip tube, and we had to bring that voltage up. But these old carbon resistors that everybody thinks you need to have in your old vintage guitar amp, oh man, after those things get cooked for a while, they're bad.
Make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record.
So anyway, now the Tormat's working. What do I have to do besides put it back together? Well, this is an AY100, and right now the way it's hooked up, it is a Y100, meaning it only plays 45s. And quite frankly, I could live with that, but it does have that auto speed unit sitting right there, and it's already been recapped. Do I really want to deep dive into that and get that thing going so it can play 33s also? Yeah, maybe. But we'll take our small victory at this point. I don't know that I have any 33s I want to stick into this, but we're going to go through and try to find some records for this. This is where I put my hat in my hand and beg for y'all to donate some records for me. I do have some 45s, but they're highly collectibles, and I'm not looking for highly collectibles. I'm looking for worn out, crummy jukebox records, and particularly the stupider the better. I mean, obviously Surfin' Bird by the Trashmen, that's going in this jukebox. I want stupid stuff. You know, stuff that would show up if you're in the UK. Maybe you'd hear of Kenny Everett's World's Worst Wireless Show. Yeah, I want to fill about a third of that with garbage like that, okay? just because that's my weird personality.
Seeburg dumb mode.
So anyway, what's next for this thing? Now that it actually picks up and plays records, it takes money. You put money in, you make a selection, it picks up the record you ask it to play, and then it plays it, and then it puts it back. What a concept. It actually works like a flippin' jukebox. Okay, that should be the last record that's in queue for it. So it shouldn't pick up anything else. It should just, yep, there it goes. It just parked and said I'm all done. All right, perfect. That's exactly what I expected it to do. Awesome. Okay, so what's next for this? Well, as you know, the 7199s and the 6973s are all clapped out. Those tubes are just, they're done. And the 6EU7s and the 6BJ6, those are tired. So the audio amp sounds like
Seeburg dumb mode.
It sounds weak, let's put it that way. Plus we've still got really old styluses on here, and these are the El Cheapo Sapphire styluses they put there. So a pair of styluses for these are slightly less than your firstborn child. So I'm going to go sell some blood. But these tubes, which go find a 7199 if you're lucky. I called our friends at CE Distribution, and 6GH8A, 6GH8, as well as 6U8 are possible substitutions for 7199, and you need the Adaptomajig, and they have the Adaptomajig and this tube together for like $22, something like that. That's dealer price, maybe $25 retail. You can buy these on Fleabay, but those are military surplus tubes. That's cool. 6BJ6 for the volume adjuster thing. Got 2 new ones of those, military surplus. 6EU7 is back in production. Thank you, Mr. Matthews at Electro Harmonics, for putting them out under your tongue saw brand. And 6973 is also back in current production. So we're going to get all new audio tubes. All right. So that's only part of it. We've already chucked away too much money on the stupid jukebox, and we're not done yet because we have to get lights.
Make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record.
Because this light bulb is bad, and this light bulb is bad, and this light bulb is bad. And the only one of these little light bulbs that's actually good is the one in the Make Your Selection Now section. And the fluorescent tube for the upper part is missing, and the fluorescent tube for the lower part is missing. And is the ballast good? I have no idea. Are the starters any good? Probably not. And we need some styluses. Ziz. Yes. So we're not done, but this is a happy moment of rejoicing in our big pile of garbage that has manifested itself from the Seeburg. But at this point I can kind of put it back together because it actually does jukeboxy things. Make
a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record.
Yeah, it does jukebox things. It picks up records. Okay, so just while I'm having fun, let's go get a dime here. Okay, and we're gonna go and we're gonna put our dime in the slot, and it's gonna say chunk make a selection, and I'm gonna say 0 and A, and it better pick up this damn record. If it makes a fool of me, oh, look at that! And it picks it up and it plays it. Look at this. It's a fixed flippin' Tormat, people. I fixed the flippin' Tormat.
They go into what I call Seeburg dumb mode. You make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record, could be anything.
Yeah. So yeah. So now we put it back together, order some light bulbs, clean it more and clean it more and clean it more, and then clean it more and put audio tubes in it, and. But for the few of you who actually do care, bless you. And I'll tell you a little story. If you're happy about that, just give me a thumbs up and go away. If you want to hear the story of the saga of this is where it actually gets good. In trying to learn how to fix one of these things, Well, if you've never worked on a jukebox before, that would be me, and you suck at reading, that would be me. I'm a little dyslexic, y'all. Where do you find the answers to your questions? Well, number one, searchable PDFs are beautiful, because most of the time I just want to know one thing and then I can go search it out and find it. But when you don't have that ability, you can ask questions on forums. I have found no jukebox forums that don't suck. There's one jukebox forum that has a gentleman who wrote the book on Seeburgs, literally, and if you didn't buy his book, he doesn't want to talk to you. And also, if what you're working on has more than about 30 volts on it, he won't talk to you, because if you shock yourself, he thinks it's his fault. Very, very useful. No.
Seeburg dumb mode.
I reached out to Uncle Doug, who's always been nice to me, and we've actually sort of collaborated behind the scenes on a few projects, just discussed various things on fixing things. He sent me some kind words and said, well, that jukebox is way newer than any of them that I worked on, and I haven't done a jukebox in 20 years, but I wish you luck, and here are a few contacts of where you can get parts. So thank you, Uncle Doug. So I had to find some kind of video source on getting information on making this work. So I searched YouTube. There was a lot of useless crap. The closest I found was a guy who worked on an AY100U. There are 87 videos about it, and it was a lot more of a blog than it was an actual anything repair related in there. It was just a guy frustrated and fiddling around with his jukebox, which I can understand because it is frustrating and you fiddle around with them a lot. But yeah, that didn't get me anywhere. So I finally found a website called Always Jukin I, and they had a couple of videos on Tormats and Select-O-Matics, and they were affordable, so I bought them. And as soon as I started watching the one for the Select-O-Matic, I saw the clip that we played a little bit earlier. That is Mike Zucarro, and bless his heart, the information on that DVD was enough to get this thing fixed. So, hooray for helium, hooray for gerbils, and hooray for Mark Lama's helium-inflated gerbil farm. If you have no idea what that means, that's okay. It means you're not a long-term fan of rathergood.com, and you're probably normal. So yeah, I'm in a really happy mood tonight, because I got the stupid, rotten jukebox to work, and now it can be a happy jukebox.
Make a selection, they go back and forth, won't find the record.
So if you want to donate a record to me, feel free to shoot me in the comments, or you can email me at my website, mrvamps.com. You know, it'll only send you a couple bucks. And send your bad records. I mean, if you've got a Shags record, I would love that, but I don't know if you do. But, you know, the Shags, Wesley Willis, anything awful. You know, awful novelty records, by all means, we'll clean them up. I have a professional record cleaning machine. We're going to clean these, shine them, put some new styluses on, and then we'll have some beautiful bad music. It's going to be great. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Seeburg dumb mode.